Now that you've completed your InDesign project, let's talk about the types of files you want to save and export as. The first file you want to make sure you always have is that INDD file, which is the native file inside of InDesign. That way you can always go back and make changes or revisions or continue to work on the project until it's complete. To get that file, go to your top menus and go to File, come down to Save As, locate the correct project folder, in this case it'll be my yearbook, and then you want to make sure that your format is an InDesign document, and you should see that .indd file. Again, that will allow you to make any changes or revisions. So you always want to save every project as a InDesign file document. I'll click Save to save that file type. Now, if you're going to be sharing this project with a printer or someone else that might be working on InDesign that may have a different version of InDesign, you also want to make sure that you save an IDML file, which is an InDesign markup language file. You can save that file by packaging. Go to your top menus and go to File, and come down and select Package. When the package window opens up, you'll see that your fonts are there for any fonts that you may have put in there. Your links and images are also there for all of the images you may have placed in there. We don't need to change anything on this menu, so go ahead and click on Package. Again, you want to make sure you choose a correct project folder. In my case here again, it'll be Yearbook. And a package file is going to contain your fonts, your linked graphics, and that IDML file. You could also include a PDF right here if you wanted to, but we're going to do that separately to make sure we have that high quality uncompressed PDF. But you do want to make sure that you see all these items checked, especially make sure that that include IDML file is checked for that InDesign markup language. Anybody that's using even an older version of InDesign, all the way back to CS4, up to the most recent version, can open this project file if they're working on a different InDesign version than the version that you designed your project in. Once you've got this saved in the correct place, click on Package. Now, if you know you're going to be sending your file to a professional printer to be printed, you also want to make sure that you have the highest quality PDF, and sometimes maybe even with marks and bleeds if that's requested by the print shop. Here's how we save that file. Go to your top menus and go to File. This time, instead of File, Save As, this time we're going to choose Export. Again, locate your project folder. This case again will be Yearbook. And for your format this time, you want to choose Adobe PDF Print. You should see the .pdf file extension in your Save As name area. Once you have the Adobe PDF Print format chosen, click on Save. In the Export Adobe PDF Print menu, oftentimes high quality print will be the preset. We do want to change just a couple of things here to make sure that all of these pictures that we see and all of our graphic elements are high quality and not compressed. On the left-hand options over here, I'm going to click on Compression, and I'm going to change my color images, my grayscale images, and my monochrome images so that none of them are downsampled. I'm going to click on that menu and change to Do Not Downsample for color images, Do Not Downsample for grayscale images, and Do Not Downsample for monochrome images. I want to change the compression to None for color images, and also for grayscale images. And for the overall compression, I'm going to change that to None as well. And if your printer asks for marks and bleeds for mass printing and cutting of sizing of paper, click on Marks and Bleeds, choose All Marks and Bleeds, and remember to choose Use Document Bleed Settings if you created a bleed for that particular project. Once you have made the changes in compression and the changes to marks and bleeds if that's requested, if it's not requested, you would just leave these items unchecked. Then you can click on Export. Now, all of those file types are important for making changes and revisions, for opening it on a different version of InDesign, or for sending it to a professional printer. But what if you also want to share your work online or publish it in a digital portfolio? In that case, you also need to save a PNG version. Let's go and do that now. Go back to your top menus and go to File. Come down to Export. Again, make sure you're saving this in the correct project folder. For our format this time, we're going to change that to PNG. And again, you should see the .png file extension. and then click on Save. In the Export PNG window, we're going to make a few changes here. Now, if you notice, our yearbook here is set up in a spread, so we've got a left side and a right side. We don't want that to export as one individual page for the left and one individual page for the right. So let's just go ahead and make this our default setting for anything we export as a PNG so that spreads will show up as one image. So under Export, we're going to select All. We're going to make sure we select Spreads. You should see this suffix, which is an underscore, an up arrow, and that hashtag or that number sign. What that does is it adds a number to the end of whatever your file name is. So if you notice on my tab, this project is named last name first initial underscore yearbook. And since we have multiple spreads in our yearbook, it's going to title them separately as 01 and then 02. For our image, we want to make sure our quality is set to maximum. For our resolution, we want to set that to 150. Because it's going to be on screen, it doesn't have to be as large of a PPI. The larger that number is for your resolution, the larger the file size. So 150 will do what we need. For our color space, remember we're going to be working in RGB now. So when you were going to print, you were working in CMYK. But for digital, we're going to work in RGB. Under Options, we'll have a checkbox under Anti-Alias and under Use Document Bleed Settings. Once you have all of these settings, click on Export. Now let's go and check out all the file types that we exported or saved. Now in our yearbook folder, you should see all the file types that we exported or saved as. There's our INDD file, so we could go back, make changes or revisions at any point in time. There's our folder that contains our INDD file again, but it also contains that IDML file. Again, so we can open this on any version of InDesign, dating all the way back to CS4. And it has the links to all of our images that we used in that spread for that project. If you had any fonts that were not Adobe fonts, you'd also have a fonts folder there as well. Then we have our high quality, no compression PDF, just to show you what that one looks like. And all files that you export from InDesign, you do want to open them before sending them to a printer to make sure that all of your images are clear and not pixelated. And for the PDF, it will do each individual page as a separate page here when we export it. And lastly, we have our PNG files. Notice these will be exported as a spread version. So we have both pages of our spread as one individual image for our first one and for 02 for our second one. So both pages appear as one spread, which makes it easier when showcasing our work in a digital portfolio or an online platform. And just a quick note, if any of your PNG images do come out with some pixelization, you can always increase the resolution here from 150 to 300, but just remember, the higher you go up in resolution, the larger that file size will be and the longer it will take to load digitally. Now looking at a different project, even though this is just one page, we would still export this digitally in the same way. Whether it is a multiple page spread or just one individual document, leave this preset so that all of your files will be saved for that digital format in the same manner. It's recommended that at the end of every project, you save and export for all of these file types. But remember, if you ever forget to save or export as a certain version, you can always go back to that original INDD file and open the project up and save it or export it in any manner that's required. Just make sure that you do not delete any of your images or move them to a different place, because all of those images and graphic elements, remember, are linked files inside of InDesign and would show up as missing if you moved them or deleted them. And that's how you save and export different file types from InDesign to make revisions, to share and open in a different version, to send to a print shop, or to post digitally.